All right, we're back down at the shop today. It is super hot today. Just got done raining. It cooled it off a little bit, but it was way hotter an hour ago. Everything's just kind of drying off. Before the rain started, I went down and turned on the AC units for the RV. So stay tuned. We're going to see how well that second AC install went. And I'm going to give you some tips on the main AC, especially if you have a ducted unit, of issues that I ran into. So stay tuned. All right, so right now we're in the shade. I'm underneath the camper here just to kind of give it a fair assessment. It's a couple degrees hotter out in the sun, but it's 74.6. And we kind of go up here. Wind stops blowing, but anyway, I'm just using a regular K-type thermometer just to get a decent temp reading. Kind of go out here in the sun for a little bit. Just let this settle out. You probably won't be able to see the screen out in the sun. Just peek back under. So I'm gonna go with like 75. It's 75, 76 degrees, something like that on the inside. Air conditioning has been running for about an hour. Just a little bit of background. So I added a second AC unit to the rear of the rear vent. So basically we replaced the rear vent with the same air conditioner that we had in the center. Mine is a ducted system, so the ducts actually stop probably about right there behind that black vent there. There's one duct in the garage, a couple up here in the living area. There's one, it's in the bathroom. There's another one that's in the bedroom. This has been running for about an hour, 75 degree weather. Realistically, it's probably more like 80 now. Let me see if I can see here. So right now that we've been out in the sun, it's 78 currently. But it was a lot hotter today, right before the rain, as you can still see there's some water still lingering around. But anyway, let's go in here in the camper and see what we got. All right, so just coming inside, you can see dropping pretty quick. We did let a little of our cool air out. It's really cool in here. I'm going to kind of walk to the back here. So this is the new AC. I don't know how well the audio is going to come through. Hopefully this works okay. This is where we're at now. Pretty chilly in here. So it feels a little warmer in the main area. Of course, this AC unit's pumping through a lot more area. We'll go on here in the bedroom. I kind of left this door open. He usually doesn't cool very well, but I made a change to the AC unit that was installed. So we're probably going to be, I would say, probably high, maybe 63. 64, something like that. It's still really cool in here. Big improvement. We're here and take a peek in the bathroom. There's another vent inside of the bathroom here. But I can feel the cool air. This is a relatively small room, so it's actually going down in here. I just want to kind of get closer to the floor here, see if we have any big fluctuations. No, it looks like maybe a degree or two. So very comfortable in here for this time of day. I was never able to get it that cold before. So that's kind of where we're at. So that's adequate. I would expect 80, even on a 90 degree day, we're going to be able to at least get this down to 70, which is comfortable without any issues. It feels cooler in here now that I've had this door shut for a few moments. But I'm going to climb up here on the ladder and just kind of describe to you as best I can how this caused an issue up here. Okay, so we're up here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can see that has it's the same air conditioner, but the rear has a different bottom section. And this may be loud. I apologize for bad audio. But basically, what you've got in here, you can kind of see here. There's a foam piece that cuts across here And what it's trying to do is drive all of the exit air through a vent here, and that goes both directions. Now, one of the issues is you really don't have, I've got a little bit of return air coming through here. This is not pulling in very much air at all because you got this foam piece in. What happens, that foam piece falls or it gets sucked. And I'd already fixed this once and I used duct tape. Nothing will stick to that foam that I've been able to find, and it just keeps falling over. So what I've done is I've put a piece of tape actually all the way from the bottom down to the, or all the way from the top down to the bottom, and tried to basically keep that foam piece from falling either direction. Most of the time it's wanting to get sucked into the return air, and then you basically lose all cooling. So something to check. There's a ton of videos about it. More than likely I'm probably going to check out RV Airflow's product. They make basically a big foam insert that you stick up in there. It does away with all of the actual air. As you can see, I've got mine closed off because I've got ducts everywhere. And ideally, the further you can get the cool air away from your return, the cooler the air is going to get. So I'm probably going to do that sometime in the near future. I don't know that I'll have it by the time I leave for Windrock. But we finally got the camper. Last trip was a little rough when we first arrived. It was rather warm for a lot of the time that we were there. Especially coming in, 1 or 2 90-degree day, pretty much right as you pull in. You really can't get in the camper because it simply won't cool off quick enough to make a difference. So I think this is kind of starting to settle a little bit. We're around 65, 66 in here. I think we're going to be 66 to 68 inside here, so it's pretty comfortable. So I've got the slide out. I've got a lot of sun hitting this side of the slide. I bet if I go over here really close to the slide and sit down, you'll see this go up quite a bit because I can actually feel the heat. So we're still probably going to maintain maybe like a low 70 down there. Okay, not too shabby. So I'm going to call that 71, maybe 72 at the most. Okay, so I think the median temperature of the camper is around 66 to 68. Some of the hotter spots back in, the slide out, maybe 72 at the most. And this has been running for an hour. It's a relatively hot day. I would not have been able to do this with a single AC. And definitely fixing that has made a huge difference, and I hope to make one more improvement. I'm going to figure out a way to get that more sealed off and get the return and the output air more separated, and where I don't have to fool with it anymore. But anyway, this is kind of just a video just to kind of give you what you can expect. It does make a big difference adding that second AC. If you're having trouble now and you have one of these Colemans with this style, I think this is called the Chill, definitely take your filters off. I'm just going to show you here real quick. See if I can do this one-handed. So if you need to take these filters off, you can see the little tabs. There's actually a little nub here. There's a nub in the center, and there's one on the outside. So a lot of people have trouble getting these off. But if you look, there's the little nub. So that's what you're wanting to press in. You can see that nub there. And we got another nub here. So if you do this while it's running, nothing's going to really fall out at you. That filter's going to be sucked up in there. To get it out, you're going to have to catch an edge. And then all you want to do is just bend the filter enough to get it past that. And we'll be able to pull it out. Okay, so if you look up in here, you can see I added tape. It goes straight up. That foam piece is here. It goes all the way to the top. It's a big square foam piece, and what happens is that'll actually fall down and starts restricting your return air and letting your nice cold air get sucked right back up into the AC. So it's not doing you any good. It's not going out. But this is what I'm trying for now. The RV Airflow piece. I saw several other folks have videos on it. Basically, it goes up in here and replaces all of this. And just kind of solves the problem, especially for those that are not using these. These still do work. I've got a lot of air coming out of these. They're kind of leaky. As you can see, there's a pretty big gap. So you've got a little bit of air coming out that's not going through the vents. Which more than likely, especially since they're not very high velocity right now, all that air is getting sucked right back up into return, which is what we don't want. But that's how I fix this. I hope that helps some folks out. And just wanted to give you an update on how well this turned out. I'm pretty happy. I'm going to do one more modification, and I think that'll get it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.